Alan Ayckbourn and music by Denis King. It is 1886 for the time being.
I'm hiding from Cousin Clara. She mustn't find me. Please, God, don't let her find me. This may seem like a children's game. I know it by another name, called Torment. By Cousin Clara. Emily, please save me from Cousin Clara. She mustn't catch me. Dear Lord, don't let her catch me, or she will torture me by turns, with finger twists and Chinese burns inflicted by Cousin Clara. Emily, why she delights in doing this, I really cannot tell. This 12-year-old monstrosity, this relative from hell. Hunted by Cousin Clara. She's sure to find me. I'm close behind. I know. As soon as she finds me, there isn't a place that you can hide. She's going to punish me for fun. How I enjoy this. For little things I've never done. Isn't this fun? Inventions. I hear you. I see you. By Cousin Clara. You cannot escape from me. Since she arrived to live with us, my so-called little friend, I've knelt each bedtime praying for this horrid dream to end. Emily, she's nearer. Vile Cousin Clara knows where I'm hiding. Here I come. I have to be brave now. Frightened little girl, I give my promise not to cry. Run, baby, cry. Once, just let her try. Her mum's not here. I hate her. Emily, Emily, foul Cousin Clara. Emily, Emily, she's getting closer. Emily, closer. Emily, closer. Emily, closer. Emily.
Got you.
Come along, say sorry. I'm sorry for hiding from you, Clara. Come on. Kneel and say sorry. Say sorry, slave.
You're hurting.
Then say sorry.
No.
You'll be more sorry if you do not.
What is going on up there?
Now you're in trouble.
What are you children up to? I've asked you 100 times not to play outside your aunt's room while she's resting. You know she's unwell. Emily, was that you screaming and yelling again?
I told her, Mrs. Binns. I said to her, Emily, Mrs. Binns will be terribly cross if we play up here.
Yes, Clara, that will do. What is all this noise? What is the trouble, Mrs. Binns? Oh, nothing, madam. Sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Lashmore. Really, this is not good enough.
Oh, Mamma, Emily started playing out here after Mrs. Binns had told her not to, and I was trying to stop her, but she wouldn't listen to me, Mamma.
I did not.
This is true, Mrs. Binns. Have you been disobedient again, Emily? I am sorting it out, madam. I'm just getting to the bottom of it.
Oh, Mamma, it is true. Emily just stood there and started screaming.
No, you are a very naughty girl, Emily. I am unwell. You know that. I need my afternoon rest, and now it has been utterly disturbed. I have this splitting headache as well.
Oh, poor Mamma.
You are a thoughtless, inconsiderate child. Mrs. Binns, you will take her to her room and lock the door. Emily is to have no supper tonight. Do you hear?
No.
I think that's a trifle harsh, madam, if you don't mind me saying...
I will not. I will not be sent to my room again.
Emily. The girl is hysterical.
Is there a problem, madam?
I want to see Uncle Martin.
Wilton, will you take this girl to her room instantly?
Certainly, madam.
Oh, no, not that one, Wilton. The other one, you stupid man.
I beg your pardon, madam.
I need to see
Come along,
Uncle
Miss
Martin.
Emily.
You cannot see your Uncle Martin. He's too busy with important work to waste time talking to hysterical children.
Uncle Martin is going to make us all rich, isn't he, Mamma?
That will do, Clara.
Papa says that once the invention works properly, we will have all the money and all the power in the world. And
Clara, will you hold your tongue? I shall not tell you again. Oh, look at me, Emily. I'm shaking all over. You wicked little girl.
Oh, Mamma, poor Mamma.
Let me help you back to your bed, madam.
You are to lock that child in her room, Walton. Her Uncle Lucas will determine her punishment when he returns from work. Oh, look at the state of me now. Oh, look at the state of me.
Poor Mamma.
Oh,
Poor Mamma.
Ah, me, Miss Emily.
It was not my fault, Walton. I promise it was not.
Alas, in this household, when it comes to apportioning blame, miss, there appears neither rhyme nor reason. Please, come along.
Walton, is my uncle at home?
Your Uncle Lucas, miss.
No, of course not Uncle Lucas. Uncle Martin.
Ah, Mr. Bonney. I believe so, miss. Shut away in his workshop down in the cellar there, all day and most of the night as usual.
I need to see him now.
Miss Emily, you heard your aunt.
Please, for 1 minute. Aunt Charity would never know.
I could be dismissed from my post, Miss Emily.
They would not dare. They could never manage without you, Walton.
Oh, no one is irreplaceable, Miss Emily.
Please, Walton.
Oh, dear. 1 minute, then.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I am getting soft. I've always given in to you, ever since you arrived. Ever since you were 4 years
Oh,
old.
Walton, this was such a happy place before they all came to live here. Before Uncle Lucas and Aunt Charity and Clara.
I think as you grew up, living here alone with your Uncle Martin was considered inappropriate, Miss Emily.
What does inappropriate mean?
I will explain that to you when you have grown up even more, miss.
But I was not living here alone with Uncle Martin. You and Mrs. Binns and Cook and Bob were here too.
I'm afraid in polite society, miss, people like us do not officially exist.
You do to me. You are the most important people in the whole world as far as I am concerned.
Thank you, miss. Here we are. Be careful on the cellar stairs.
Thank you, Walton.
Now, I have your promise, remember?
1 minute, I promise.
I think I've found our problem, Bob. We have a naughty little wire here who has disconnected himself. There we are. Aha. Contact is resumed. Now, what are you doing down here, young woman? I've given strict instructions. Oh, it's Emily! Emily! My dear child, how nice to see you.
Hello, Uncle Martin.
Bob, look who's here. It's Emily.
Hello, Miss Emily.
Hello, Bob. Uncle, I need to speak...
Yes, of course. Can I tempt you to a mint humbug?
No, thank you.
Great
Uncle,
aid to concentration, humbug. I swear by them. Dear old Bob here, Emily. He's helping me with my experiments, aren't you, Bob?
That's right, sir.
Patience of a saint has Bob. He sits around for hours waiting for me. I've had him testing hot air balloons, standing in tanks of water in homemade diving suits, trying out an electric bicycle. I've even fired him out of a cannon, poor chap. Remember the cannon, Bob?
Oh, I remember the cannon, sir.
Bang! Went for miles, didn't you?
474 yards, 2 feet and 8 inches, sir.
Yeah. Oh, you broke your arm, didn't you? What else?
Left arm, right collarbone, both wrists, and a multiple fracture of the left leg, sir.
Now, that's what I call travelling, Bob. They can keep their newfangled steam engines. Mark my words, Emily, in 25 years, everyone will be travelling by cannon.
Uncle,
That's
may I
the
speak
future.
with you?
Emily, the future is cannons. Eh, Bob? What it must have felt like. Flying through the air at 60 feet per second.
Very exhilarating, sir.
Exhilarating. Yes, good word, Bob.
Till I landed, of course.
Oh, don't you worry. We'll sort that out. We'll sort the landing bit out. There are always little drawbacks to start with, Bob.
Uncle, I must speak to you. It's very
Emily,
important.
you are just in time to see Bob off on another remarkable journey.
Yes.
Now, what we have here is the prototype temporal displacement vehicle, or to put it in common parlance, a time machine. Do you know what I mean by a time machine?
I have never heard of one before, Uncle.
That's because nobody's invented one before. It is a machine that will enable us to travel through time. Imagine that. Travelling back to the Roman Colosseum, Cleopatra on the Nile, the England of Shakespeare.
If I could go back 2 years, that is all I would ever want.
But Emily, most thrilling of all, this machine is capable of travelling forward to the future, Emily. For the first time, mankind will be able to see into the future. Think of it. If we don't like what we see, we can come back and change it. No more wars, no more suffering. We will foresee and therefore anticipate. Emily, we will be able to alter events for the good of all mankind.
But will it work, Uncle? 1 or 2 of your inventions have...
They should have christened you Thomas. Doubting Thomas. Admittedly, we are having teething problems. We're not yet able to make it travel backwards, but minor details. See for yourself. Bob, dear chap, be so good as to step onto the portal. Let's give Emily a demonstration.
Certainly, sir.
One can control the machine from on board the portal, but in this case I shall direct things myself from this master console. Dear old Bob, he's quite hopeless, poor chap, when it comes to moving knobs and levers. I'm going to send you 2 minutes into the future this time, Bob.
2 minutes. Very good, sir.
Don't forget your clock.
Oh, no, don't forget me clock.
Why does Bob need the mantle clock, Uncle?
Most important, Emily. Bob will use the clock to measure elapsed time during his journey. For him, that should theoretically hardly be measurable, a mere twinkling of an eye, whereas for us, in real time, a full 2 minutes should pass. Now, Bob, remember to take note of every sensation, every feeling you experience. The scientific way, Bob. What is the time by your clock now?
Exactly 20 past, sir.
20 past. Very good. I will see you at 22 minutes past the hour by my own pocket watch. Bon voyage, Bob.
Thank you very much, sir. And the same to you.
Will he be all right, Uncle?
Good heavens, of course he will. Bob has a charmed life. Ready?
Ready, sir.
Go. The gates are about to rise up. Watch yourself. Stand clear.
Set the condenser, then load the dispenser. The temporal sensor, just slightly intenser. Now check the transformer.
It's getting much warmer.
If all this works, it will be quite sublime. Ease the inducer.
That feels a bit looser.
The next bit is easy.
Oh, it feels a bit queasy.
Tune up the traction. We're all set for action.
I hope I don't end up before me time.
It's all aboard for a journey in the time machine. If you're early, we'll see you later. Yes, it's a voyage of a lifetime that you've not yet seen. You'll be back here before you leave. Checking the lighting.
Oh, that bit's exciting.
The signal's receiving.
It's time I was leaving.
Adjust alternator.
I'll see you a bit later.
What joy to watch those needles start to climb. Feel a vibration.
Well, just a sensation.
We're on to a winner.
I'm losing me dinner.
Witness the light show.
Will he be all right, though?
I hope I'm not half before me prime. 'Cause here I am on a journey in the time machine. If I'm early, you'll see me later. Yes, it's a voyage of a lifetime that I've not yet seen. I'll be back here before I leave.
So all aboard for a journey in the time machine. If you're early, we'll see you later. Yes, it's a voyage of a lifetime that you've not yet seen. You'll be back here before you leave.
Bob has now travelled, Emily, 2 minutes into our future. Hopefully.
If it works, it will make us very rich, won't it, Uncle?
Possibly.
There is nothing we will not be able to achieve. All the money we want.
No.
All the power we want.
Certainly not, Emily. It cannot be used for personal gain. I'm surprised at you. Who has been filling your head with this nonsense?
Apparently that was what Uncle Lucas was saying.
Then Lucas is very much mistaken. I shall tell him so the next time I see him. I hope Bob's all right.
Uncle, I know how important your work is, and it is very wrong of me to disturb you, but you are the only one who can help me.
Miss Emily!
It's Aunt Charity and Uncle Lucas. I believe that they hate me.
Hate you?
I am unable to do anything right for them. Everything I do, they criticise.
Where on earth did you get this absurd notion, child?
Miss Emily, is that more than a minute, miss?
Yes, I'm coming, Walton, I promise. Uncle, they
Emily,
never...
Both Lucas and Charity are extremely fond of you. Why, Charity was saying to me the other day what a sweet-natured child you were.
Oh, she may say that to you, but the moment your back is
I
turned...
invited them to live here, Emily, because I felt you would be less lonely. Admittedly, Lucas had some financial problems, but really it was for your sake, child. And their daughter, Clara, being about the same age, I thought she would be company for you.
Clara is worst of all. She delights in bullying me. I have tried to be her friend, I swear, but she turns me away.
Miss Emily, you promised.
Yes, Walton, I'm coming. Please, speak to them. Please. If you love me at all, Uncle.
Emily, I will certainly not see you unhappy. But I'm sure it's all in your imagination. I'm sure... Oh, listen. Here is Bob returning. Bob, how was it, dear fellow?
First I was thinking, my eyes they were blinking, them lights started winking, and I got to thinking.
But what did you see there?
I'm a loony to be there. My nervous state could probably be improved.
Chef, what's elapsed when?
I think I've collapsed then.
He's getting weaker.
Aha, Eureka!
He needs attention.
Beyond comprehension. The hands on Bob's own clock have barely moved. So all aboard for a journey in the time machine. If you're early, we'll see you later. Yes, it's a voyage of a lifetime that you've not yet seen. You'll be back here before you leave. So all aboard for a journey in the time machine. If you're early, we'll see you later. Yes, it's a voyage of a lifetime that you've not yet seen. You'll be back here before you leave.
Walton,
This way, miss. Please hurry.
will you bring a lamp to the bedroom before it grows dark? Please don't leave me in the dark.
Don't worry, miss. Someone will bring you a lamp, I promise. I must lock this door now, miss. Your Aunt Charity's orders.
Very well.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Lashmore, sir. I beg your pardon.
Uncle Lucas.
Very well, Walton. You may leave the door.
Very good, Mr. Lashmore.
So, young lady, your Aunt Charity tells me you've been misbehaving yet again. Is this true?
No, Uncle. I was...
Are you implying then that my wife is a liar?
No, Uncle.
She's not a liar.
No, Uncle.
Then she's telling the truth.
Yes. I mean...
Then you were misbehaving.
No, I was
Do not equivocate with me, young woman. Either you were misbehaving or you were not. Which is it to be? From your silence, I deduce assent. In truth, Emily, it was you and not my wife who was lying. You were misbehaving.
If my aunt says so.
She does indeed say so. This is by no means the first time, is it, Emily? Nothing we have tried, your aunt and I, has done anything to correct your wicked, sinful ways. It seems I'm now driven to sterner measures. Do you understand what I mean by that, Emily?
You cannot do that. Uncle Martin would not allow it.
Indeed. We shall see what I may or may not do in my own house.
This is not your house. It is my house. It belonged to my parents. When they died, they left it to me.
Oh, no.
They did. They left it to me. Uncle Martin told me.
No, Emily. When your parents died in that unfortunate accident, they left it in what is known as a trust, of which the trustees are your Aunt Charity, your Uncle Martin, and myself. All of us pledged to look after and maintain this property until such time as you come of age, which may seem in the scheme of things a very little time at all. But I can promise you, if your unruly behaviour continues, it could well seem an eternal lifetime. So we will see what I can or cannot do, will we not?
Uncle Martin will not allow you to hit me.
Your Uncle Martin is far too busy to be bothered
I
with you.
have just told Uncle what has been happening. If necessary, I shall ask him to throw you all out of this house.
Indeed?
All of you.
Emily!
Including Clara.
Clara, my dear. Good girl, you brought our miscreant a lamp, have you? Something to lighten her gloom. though I doubt whether it will be sufficient to illuminate her dark little soul, alas. Do we say thank you to Clara, Emily? I think we do, if we wish to keep our lamp. What do you say?
Thank you, Clara.
I shall be back, young woman. Then we shall have a reckoning, you and I, never fear. Clara, be sure to lock this door when you leave.
Yes, Papa.
I was listening at the door. You're going to be beaten.
And I'm glad you are. I hope you cry and cry. You deserve it, you little liar.
Please leave my room at once.
Like a horse in the street. Like a common servant girl.
Get out.
Think about that. Just think about it. Better still, think about it in the dark. There.
Clara.
Sleep well.
Clara, do not leave me in the dark. Please. You cannot leave me in the dark. Clara. Clara.
Whenever I'm afraid, when I'm alone, with not a soul to guide me, to see me through the night, and whisper everything's alright. Although there's no special place can hide me from all the fear of the dark inside me, it won't seem long till everything becomes as bright as day. I know the sun will rise, that come the dawn, I tell myself, as sure as day breaks, I will laugh away my fears. Whenever I'm afraid.
Who is that? Who is out there?
It's me, Miss Emily.
Bob, what are you doing here?
Your uncle, Mr. Martin, sent me out to get some humbugs because he'd run out of humbugs, and I buyed the humbugs, and I comes back with the humbugs. Only by then, Mr. Lucas, he's down there as well, and they're, like, talking angry, like, so I still got the humbugs.
Mr. Lucas and Mr. Martin were arguing.
Who's shouting and yelling and threatening?
Where's Mr. Walton?
He's gone, miss. Mr. Lucas, he dismissed him for disobeying. He's packed them both off, Mr. Walton and Mrs. Binns.
Mrs. Binns as well.
She were the one told me to unlock your door before she left. Listen. They're still at it, do you hear?
We have to stop them. What are we to do?
We?
Oh, it sounds as though they're about to come to blows. We must send for someone.
Who?
I don't know. A policeman?
A policeman?
Unless you prefer to go down there
I'll go and
yourself.
fetch a policeman.
Bob! Oh, heavens.
I'm the only one in this miserable family with any scrap of business sense.
Business sense? You're an out-and-out crook, Lucas.
Oh, heavens.
You tricked my half-witted sister into marrying you, and now you're trying to steal other people's ideas and pass them off as your own. You're a trickster and a crook.
Don't you dare call me that. How dare you call me that?
Oh, what is the matter? Too close to the truth, is it? Trickster, trickster.
I am warning you, Martin.
Uncle Martin, be careful. He has the knife.
I'll show you.
Uncle Martin. Uncle Martin. Who is there? Uncle.
Do not be alarmed, Emily.
What have you done? Is Uncle Martin...
There's been an accident, Emily. There's no need to be frightened.
You have killed him.
Come here. Don't run away from me. Come here, I say.
Bob. Aunt Charity. Clara.
Clara, like the good child she is reading to your aunt in her bedroom. They will never hear you down here in the cellar. Now, come here.
Keep away.
You do not wish to see me angry, do you now? Come here, Emily.
Keep away from me.
I said come here! You shut up!
The time machine.
Emily, where are you going? Come back here!
You cannot hide in there forever, Emily. I can wait. I've all the time in the world, my dear.
How does it work? I have to make it work. I have to.
Emily, come out of there this instant!
It must be this lever. There!
I will be waiting. You cannot escape me, Emily. Wherever you go, wherever you are, I'll be waiting for you. Wherever you are. Whenever.
Where am I? Where am I? What is this place?
Right, you're safe down here. Don't be frightened, dearie.
You're right down the underground here, sweetheart. The bombs can't get you down here, see?
Bombs.
Busy tonight, eh?
Yes, he's busy tonight, is Mr. Riddler.
Little blighter.
Lighter. Don't worry, they can't get you down here, dearie.
I've died and gone to hell.
Oh, look, bless her, she's terrified.
All right. Time for air raid warden's inspection. Stand by your beds.
What's it like up there, Oscar? That last one sounded close.
Methodist church in the corner.
Oh, no, badly damaged.
Pile of rubble. Cheer up.
Oscar, can you talk to the little kiddie? She's terrified.
Well, strike me pink. Hello, young'un. Where'd you spring from, eh?
Look, she's all dressed up in her little dress, look. See? You're going to a party, are you, dearie?
Where's your mum and dad then, love? They down here with you, are they?
Lovely hair, ain't she? Oh, look at her little hair.
Come on, you can talk to me. Cheer up. Where'd you live then?
I used to have hair like that before the war.
We need just a tick. I'm trying to talk to the kiddie. What's your name, eh?
Emily.
Oh, Emily.
That's a pretty name, isn't it? I used to have an auntie called Emily.
Oh, Oscar used to have an auntie called Emily.
Now, where's your mum and dad, love?
They're
Yes? Where? They're where?
They're dead.
Dead?
Dead.
In an accident.
Oh dear.
Air raid, most like.
In an air raid, was it, love?
No, the coach turned over.
Coach? You mean a motor coach? Railway coach?
No, the horses bolted and the coach turned over.
Oh, fancy that. Never mind. Cheer up.
You wouldn't catch me on an horse. Not with a war on.
All be over soon. They'll be invading any day now. There'll be stormtroopers storming up through Kent.
Do be quiet, George.
Pillaging and looting and...
Look, just shut up, George, all right? You can see the kiddie's scared enough.
My uncle has just killed my uncle, you see.
Her uncle's just killed her uncle.
Her uncle's just killed her uncle.
That's what she says.
My Uncle Lucas killed my Uncle Martin.
Uncle Lucas killed your Uncle Martin?
And then Uncle Lucas tried to kill me.
And your Uncle Lucas tried to kill you?
Why do you want to do that, dearie?
Because I'd seen him kill my Uncle Martin, of course.
I had a dog called Lucas.
And what happened then, love?
He was run over by a rubbish cart.
Oh.
I tried to call for help, only Aunt Charity and Cousin Clara were both upstairs, and Uncle Lucas had already dismissed Walton, and Mrs. Binns and Bob ran off to find a policeman. So I hid aboard the time machine that Uncle Martin had been making with Bob, and I set it going, and before I knew it, I found myself here. You see?
Very good, well done. You make that up yourself, love, did you?
It's true, believe me. Oh, come along then. I will show you. I will show you the machine.
Oi, where you going, love? You can't go that way.
This is the way I came.
That's an emergency exit, only for emergencies. You can't go that way.
This is where I came from. My machine is in there.
Very well spoken, isn't she?
Oh, why will none of you believe me? What are you all doing here in my cellar anyway?
Now, come on. Calm down now. Calm down. Cheer up. Tell you what, how about this? You know this one, didn't you? You must do.
Don't you ever let a rat eat his dinner off your platter.
It will only make him fatter when he's eating all your batter.
And he'll simply want a natter, but his talking doesn't matter.
If the constant chitter chatter makes you madder than a hatter.
Before you go climbing the mulberry bush, make sure there's a favourable breeze. You better not stop till you get to the top. Oh, you won't see the wood for the trees.
Go on, mate, if you would just let me show you.
If a lovely lady pot throws a clay upon your blotter, it is better if you spot her, though you rapidly forgot. Just imagine if her arm off your carpet with his trot, you would only feel a rotter if you got your gun and shot her.
Before you go climbing the mulberry bush, make sure there's a favourable breeze. You better not stop till you get to the top. Oh, you won't see the wood for the trees.
Oh,
come on!
Yeah, watch this one. Yeah.
Oh, very good.
If I stand out in the gutter and you spread yourself with butter, you will hear the people mutter that you're certainly a nutter. And no matter how you stutter, that it's good to have a flutter. They will only shout splutter, you should have closed the shutter.
Before you go climbing the mulberry bush, make sure there's a favourable breeze. You better not stop till you get to the top. Oh, you won't see the wood, no reason you should. You won't see the wood for the trees. Touch wood!
There's all clear. All clear now.
Emily, dearest.
Hello, who's this then?
Oh, my darling, here you are. We've been so worried. Dear God, we thought we'd lost you.
Hello, missus. Is this kid with you then?
Yes, of course, I'm her mother.
She just told us her parents were dead.
Oh, really, Emily? You naughty girl. Oh, why do you make up these tales? She has this wild imagination.
Naughty girl.
Her father and I have been worried to death. How could you do this to us, running off without a word?
I've never seen you before in my book.
Come along, darling. Let's go and find Daddy and we'll take you home. Thank you so much for looking after her, all of you.
Pleasure, dear, any time.
Kids these days.
I don't know, I'm sure.
Out of control, in my opinion.
Well, see you in the morning then.
If there is a morning.
You all right, Oscar? You look bothered.
No, fine.
Night then.
No. Why didn't her mother have a wedding ring then? Charlie? Can you see to things here? Check the blackout? I've got to do something.
Where are you taking me? Who are you?
Listen, shut up, will you wretched brat.
Don't tell me that, sir.
Gotta be. Look how she's dressed. Ow! Give me a hand with her, will ya? She's bit me twice.
Come here, you.
Oh, let go of me.
How many years have we been waiting for her?
God knows. Who cares? We're getting paid, aren't we?
Listen, you try biting me, I'll knock your teeth out, all
Where
right?
the hell's the car gone? Oh, there he
Clear in
is.
the road there, I had to come the other way.
All right, let's get her in the car.
Blimey, is that her? Hello.
Quickly, for God's sake, don't stand around here.
Where are we going? Where are you taking me?
You find out, all in good time.
What is this thing? Where are the horses?
It's a motor car, dear. Have you never been in a motor car before?
No.
Well, you're in for a treat then, aren't you? Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Keep still.
Oh, we're going too fast. Oh, slow down. Please slow down.
I'm only going 25.
Please.
Can't you keep her quiet? It's very hard to drive, you know.
Listen, if you don't belt up, kid, I'm going to stop this car and stuff you in the boot, all right?
You can't put me in your boots. I would not fit in your boots. Oh, he's going to stuff me in his boots.
No, he's not. Now quieten down.
Where are you taking me?
To see an old friend of yours, Mrs. Gilchrist.
Mrs. Gilchrist? I do not know any Mrs. Gilchrist.
Oh, I think you do, dear. She certainly knows you.
Here we are. Hope you don't want me to take her anywhere else.
No, we won't be needing you again, Sandy. You can put the car away. Emily's not going anywhere else. Come and say hello to Mrs. Gilchrist.
Your bets there. I thank you. Now, where are those two taking that poor kid? That's what I'd like to know.
Emily, at last! Oh, how lovely. They told me they'd found you. We were beginning to wonder if you'd ever arrive. Mind you, I was sure you would eventually. Welcome, dear. How are you? Tell me all your news. It's been simply years. Well, it has for all of us. It's probably only been a matter of minutes as far as you're concerned, hasn't it?
Aunt Charity?
Oh, no, darling, no. Aunt Charity, Mother, died 20 years ago, alas, but then she was never terribly strong, was she? Poor thing.
Then you are...
Clara! Didn't you recognise me? Have I changed so much? I suppose I must have done. You haven't changed at all, of course, Cousin Emily. Still the same gawky little creature, aren't you? Come, there's someone who's dying to meet you. This way. Look who I found.
Emily, my dear. Oh, don't you remember me? What do you make of that, Clara? I don't think she even remembers me.
It's your Uncle Lucas, Emily. You haven't forgotten my father, surely?
No.
No, Emily hasn't forgotten, Clara. As far as she's concerned, it can't have been that long ago since we last met, can it? No, don't be alarmed, my dear. For me, that was way in the distant past. It's all forgotten, eh?
Do you expect me to forget that you killed Uncle Martin?
Did I? I'm nearly 90 now. One does tend to forget. One is, after all, too busy desperately clinging to the present to bother with the past that much. Let's not quarrel, Emily. All I require from you is the machine which brought you here. With that, you see, I also control my future.
You shall never have the machine. It was Uncle Martin's.
Indeed it was. Unfortunately, owing to Martin's tragic murder, his assistant Bob was subsequently tried and hanged for it, by the way.
What was?
Due to that and to your own totally inexplicable disappearance back in 1886, everything Martin owned passed to me. Thus, in fact, the machine is mine. I'm having it collected as we speak, so enjoy the party, young lady. Why not? Let bygones be bygones, eh? Have you been admiring my house? Isn't it magnificent? Since you left, I am delighted to say, Emily, that fortune has smiled upon me.
I do not know how you have managed to become as rich as this, but I am certain it was not through any honest means.
Oh, Emily, how could you? Shall I tell you my little secret? I have a certain method, I confess, upon which I have based my mad success. No matter if it's cards or booze or drugs, the stock exchange or wholesale doodle bugs, my secret, which I happily reveal, is make sure in this game of life you deal. I need to deal, to wrap my fingers round that pack. I need to feel, whilst I'm distributing the stack, as other players hope to win. I'll fix the odds and rake it in. I love to deal. Observe me deal. It's very simple, please believe. Pas difficile. With several aces up your sleeve. So let the game of chance begin. I know which numbers every spin will soon reveal. I fix the wheel. I love to deal. It's only fools who trust to fate. Just hear them squeal as I take candy off their plate.
It's elementary indeed, as they display a naked greed they can't conceal. He loves to deal. You'll never win, it's far too hard. The odds aren't real. I've marked the back of every card. He's not a man you ever beat,
'cause he's a liar and a cheat, who loves to steal, not one ideal.
For when I deal,
Anyone who profits from the death of others must be a very sorry person indeed. And I think your house is thoroughly vulgar and in poor taste. I would not wish to live here a minute longer than I have to.
Nor will you, my dear, nor will you.
Oh, Nigel.
I'm sorry. I do beg your pardon.
Mr. Chatterton Brown. Dear chap, do come and meet my niece, Emily.
Good Lord. What a delightful little cherub. How do you do?
Mr. Chatterton Brown is a business partner, Emily. I trust you will be civil to him.
I'm sure she will. I can see you've been consuming your carrots like a good child, haven't you?
I beg your pardon?
What's wrong? You look a little down in the teeth, eh?
Emily!
Kleiner Biest! Sie hat mich in die Hand gebissen!
In English, if you please, Mr. Brown.
By jovial, the filly packs a bit of a nip, eh? Naughty girl.
Give us some more champagne, Nigel.
That would be absolutely first hole. Thank you, Clara. First hole. We must lift our glasses and roast our New Deal, Lucas.
Toast it, yes, your health.
Yes.
Auf euer Wohl.
In English, if you please, Mr. Brown.
I may be young. I may not know much about what is going on. But I know enough to see that you are all foul, disgusting traitors. And I am going to find a policeman.
Oh, no! You bite me, young woman. I promise you it'll be the last thing you ever bite in your life.
Oh, it probably will be. If I bit you, I would no doubt be poisoned.
Why, you
That's
little...
enough, Clara, that's enough.
What do you plot to do with her? She knows numerous things, surely.
Don't concern yourself, Mr. Brown. Fortunately, this little girl vanished over 50 years ago, so no one's going to miss her now, are they?
1 minute.
What is it?
Act conventionally. I think there is someone lingering outside the window frames. Wait. Aha! Who you are, eh?
Oi! Evening all.
Who the devil are you?
All right. Nobody move.
What were you doing out there?
I am an official ARP warden conducting a blackout check. Are you aware there's a war on? Have you never heard of blackout regulations? This place is like the Eddystone Lighthouse. It's lit up like a Christmas tree out there. Attract every enemy plane for miles.
Nonsense.
You don't believe me? You switch your lights off in here for a second. You'll find moonlight streaming through those windows. You, switch your lights off.
Very well.
Look out! Wait, don't switch off the... English! English! Stop them! Don't let them leave the hunt!
Where are we going?
Anywhere away from there, love. Cheer up. I followed you on my bike.
Your what?
My bicycle.
You have a bicycle. I've always wanted to ride a bicycle.
Oh, no. Forget that.
What is that terrible noise?
Change of plan. Air raid warning. We'd better get to the shelter, unless you want to get blown up along with everything else. I thought you might have had enough for one evening.
Please wait. I still don't understand. What is an air raid? What are we sheltering from?
Those things up there, my love, that's what. See?
What are they? What on earth are they?
Enemy aeroplanes. German bombers. Run for it! Come on, Emily! That's better.
Is this where we were before?
Right.
Thank you, Mr.
Oscar Fieldman.
Emily Bonney. Thank you for rescuing me.
We'll be safe enough down here.
Googe Street. What is a googe?
As soon as the all clear sounds, we'll go to the police station. Put in a report.
About Uncle Lucas.
You were right about one thing. He's certainly a traitor, love. He's a war profiteer. Doesn't bother him which side he's on. He's one of the reasons we're up against it the way we are.
Are we?
Between us, things aren't too good.
I thought we ruled the waves.
Not anymore, we don't. Never mind. Cheer up. Listen, Emily, what's going on? Where did you come from? Why are all those people after you?
It is complicated.
Try me. Go on.
The year now is...
The year now? God help us. 1940, love.
Then I have travelled 54 years forward in time.
In time?
I was born in March 1877. I'm now 9 years old, and I have travelled forward in time from the year 1886. You do not believe me, do you?
I was hanging on for the other explanation, that's all, love. I'm finding this one a bit hard to...
I will show you the machine. Maybe that will convince you.
Oh, that'll be your time machine, I take it.
It was invented by my Uncle Martin. Uncle Lucas must not be allowed to have it. Things seem bad enough. I dread to think what would happen.
Oh, come on then. You show me, eh?
I hope it is still here. I know they were planning to move it.
No, we can't have that, can we? Just through here.
This is where I left it.
Oh dear. Fancy that now. It appears to have gone. Well, you had me going there for a minute, Emily Bonney. I almost believed you. Pity, I'd like to have seen it, really.
You can.
What?
It is still here.
Where?
Here. See? In the floor.
In the floor?
Look, I will show you. You just have to stand here, you see.
Thank you, dear. That saved us a lot of bother. We were just trying to figure that out, actually.
How did she get back here, anyway?
What's it matter? We'll just have to take her home again, won't we?
Go quickly. Step on here.
Where?
Here, into the circle.
Stand still, don't move.
Emily, we better do as we're told. That's a gun. I don't know if you've seen a gun before,
Yes,
but...
Oscar, I do know what a gun is. Come along.
No, well, all I'm saying is...
Oh,
Don't shoot, for God's sake, Carol. You'll damage the machine.
Where are we?
I am uncertain. Somewhere in the future, I presume.
I don't believe it. You mean we've actually travelled through time?
I told you, Oscar.
Sorry, I'm having a bit of a problem with this. If I'm in my own future, what happens if I meet myself?
Well, I do not think you could possibly meet yourself, Oscar, because, well, that would assume that you were still there. But you aren't, because you have travelled here. And if you are no longer there, you could not possibly meet yourself here.
No?
No. The problem would only arise if you travelled back beyond the point when you disappeared, because you would still be there. You would not yet have travelled forward.
I'm lost.
Oscar, since this machine appears unable to travel backwards, the problem will hardly arise. Shall we go?
Where?
We must find someone to ask when we are.
Emily, I am considerably frightened.
So am I. I am terrified. But what of it? Who would not be?
No, you don't understand. In my case, it's... I'm a natural coward, you see. In that war back there, the one they're all fighting, I should be part of that. I'm able-bodied. I'm fit. Why aren't I out there with the rest of our brave lads? Because I was too scared to go and fight.
Oscar, you are one of the bravest people I have ever met. You saved my life.
Well, that was... I saw them threatening you and I couldn't help myself.
That is known as courage, Oscar.
No, Emily.
Believe me, there were moments when all of us could have been braver. Back there, I ran away because I was frightened. I could have prevented my uncle's death, but instead I chose to run away.
Oh, cheer up. You seem brave enough to me, Emily.
Well, whenever I'm afraid, when I'm alone,
everything's alright. Although there's no special place can hide me from all the fear of the dark inside me. It won't seem long till everything becomes as bright as day. I know the sun will rise, that come the dawn, I tell myself as sure as day breaks, I will laugh away my fears. Whenever I'm afraid. Are you coming with me now?
Try and stop me.
Wherever are we now?
Oh, stripe me pink. What is it? What are we gonna do?
Perhaps we should attempt to communicate with it. Good day. My name is Emily Jane Elizabeth Seymour Catherine Charity Prudence Caroline Bonner.
I don't think I can hear you, Emily.
Perhaps if it stopped making that noise, it might do.
Those really all your names?
Yes, of course. I don't choose all of them, though.
No, I can see you wouldn't.
Look, Oscar, there's more of them.
Oh, God. Now what?
You are human?
Of course we are human.
Please confirm.
We confirm.
Every droid is overjoyed to welcome you, dear humanoid.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, all of you, for your warm and gracious welcome. We bring greetings from Her Majesty Queen Victoria and
much love from George VI as well. Thank you.
We are here to serve you.
Serve you.
Thank you. And who are you?
We are preservers.
Preservers? You mean you make jam?
No, I don't think so, Emily. What exactly do you preserve?
Life. Human life.
Good. And, why do we need preserving, especially? I mean, is there still a war on? Is there?
Oh, no.
No war.
War
Is forbidden.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. About time too.
Then why do you need to preserve us?
You are an endangered species.
An endangered species?
Rare.
Very, very rare.
But let's get this straight. There are other humans living here.
Oh, yes.
So how many are here?
One.
One?
Charty was all we were able to save from the final war. Little Charty.
Who is Charty?
She's
Our human.
May we meet her?
Of course. You must.
Interface with her.
We must what?
After decontamination.
Beg pardon?
Please step into the cabinet. Thank you.
What are you doing? We're not going in there.
Keep very still.
Very, very still. Thank you.
Commence decontamination.
Commencing. Go.
I don't know what all this is.
Oscar! What are you doing to my friend?
He'll be back.
Very soon. Don't worry.
Where has he gone?
You're next.
Join the queue.
Thank you.
Oh, no, I am definitely not next.
It
Is necessary. You may be contaminated.
I'm certainly not contaminated.
You are human.
And you have been outside. It is
Possible.
You are contaminated.
The air outside
Is poisonous for humans. It is necessary.
I haven't even been outside. I don't see how we can have been.
Ready.
Stripe me pink.
Decontamination complete.
Thank you.
Next, please. This way. Please step into the cabinet.
It's not too bad, Emily. You get a good scrubbing. Go on. At least then they'll let us meet whoever it is. She might be able to help us.
Oh, very well.
Thank you.
I must warn you that certain types of soap make me
Be careful with her, she's special.
All humans are special.
Oh no, another of them. How many of you are there?
My LZ1991, please observe we are in speech mode. We have humans present.
Humans? Hello. Humans! I say.
Z1991, deviation, that is enough.
Ready.
Oh, what have you done to me?
Decontamination complete.
Emily? Is that you, Emily?
What have you done to me? What have they done?
We will now
bring your tea.
What have they done to my hair? They've cut off all my beautiful hair. I've lost my ringlets.
Oh, it's not so bad, Emily. It quite suits you. Cheer up. It looks good.
Where I come from, the only women with hair like this are lunatics or one with severe head lice.
Well, give it time.
You never know. It'll probably grow on you.
I am sorry. I do not find that at all funny.
You're a kid. Have fun.
I am not a kid. I certainly could not begin to have fun dressed in this silver thing.
Suit. It's known as a boiler suit. Good enough for Winston. He wears them.
Well, that's his choice, whoever he is. I do not care to.
Why not?
Because it is improper. My are visible.
What?
My upper legs.
Your upper legs? You mean your... Oh, I won't look, promise.
You are laughing at me.
I'm sorry. You come from a different time with different values and I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. Forgive me?
I forgive you, Oscar.
Hey, look out. The back. Here we go again.
You may interface with Charity.
But how can we talk to her? She's sitting in some sort of bubble.
Ah, plastic. Is that new plastic?
What is this thing?
A communicator. You are unfamiliar?
I have no idea what it is at all.
Let me. Oh yeah, it's a sort of typewriter. You type on it like that.
You do? To what end? Why are all the letters in the wrong order?
There's a very sound reason for that.
Is there?
But I've no idea what it is.
Oh, ridiculous. Can't we simply talk to her?
You must interface through the keyboard. That is how Charity communicates.
How stupid.
All humans interface. We will leave you to communicate.
You better say something to her, I suppose. What should we say?
Hello?
Good idea. Oops. Hang on. Excuse me, I'm not used to this. Back in my time, this was a woman's job.
Presumably, they're the only ones intelligent enough to use it.
I'll ignore that. H. Look for an A.
What do you want an A for?
I'm writing hello.
It is spelled H-E. H-E-L-L-O.
No, H-A...
H-E! E. There. Now, L. I'll find an L. Oh, ridiculous. L.
L. Oh, where's the O? O! Oh.
Now we've got two O's.
Hello. Why isn't she saying anything?
There.
There she goes. What did you do?
I pressed that one there. This one. Enter.
How'd you know to do that?
Merely a guess.
Oh, hey, look. Hail, greet. Hail, greet. I please you meet. Describe you. Answer to my prayer. What age? Which sex? Who know? Who care?
This is the most ridiculous way to communicate I have ever known in my life.
Oh, hang on. Hail, greet. Hail, greet. We please you meet. We're over here. Look up, look, see.
I'm girl.
I'm man.
Look, him.
Look, me.
Look.
How big? How small?
I'm short.
I'm tall.
How fat? How thin?
We're normal size.
You dark?
No, fair.
What colour eyes?
Red with yellow stripes. Oh, this is going to take forever.
Here's to friend unknown, unseen. To big world friend on small dark screen. People hurt you, lie, desert you. People use you, harm, confuse you. People ask too much. People
Hail greet. I do repeat.
I don't know why we're typing this. Me here.
You there.
Postman.
Near miss.
Hail greet, hail greet. Are you intrigued? No talk, face, now nonsense war. No see, no hear, no touch.
No more. Oh, listen, enough of this. Come out of this thing at once. I am Emily. How do you do?
How dare? Come you do that? Are you unmannered? Communicate proper, speak me.
I wish to talk to you. We have things to ask you. I'm sure you have things you would like to ask us.
What say? Proper speak that way. Type word. Type word. Type word, see?
No, speak word. Speak word. Speak word.
No, not good. Else fight.
Fight?
No good meat, all fight.
We don't want to fight.
Human, all fight. Must fight. My mum, dad, die fight. Chati, mum, dad, see?
Yes? Your mother and father died in a fight.
Chati, grandmum, dad, die fight. Great grandmum, dad, die fight. Great grandmum, dad, all fight. All fight since Lord knows Lucas.
Since who?
Lord knows Lucas.
Lucas? You are related to Lucas. Lucas, you?
Lucas. 3 greats. Lucas.
Oscar, I believe she is telling us that Uncle Lucas is her great-great-great-grandfather. 3 greats, yes?
Yes. Check. Great-great-great-grandmum, dad, Lucas and Chati.
Oh, Charity. Oh, you mean Charity. Aunt Charity.
Chati, yes. I do, Chati.
Then we are related. I am your first, second, third, heavens, maybe 4th cousin. I can't work it out. Cousin, me. How do you do?
No, all fight.
Oh, no, not fight. Friend. Oh, I want to shake hands, that's all.
We're friends. It's all right.
No hurt, Chati. No hurt, Chati.
Oh, I'm not going to hurt you. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, do come out of there, you silly creature. What's the matter with her?
Emily, leave her. She doesn't want you to touch her.
Oh, what on earth is wrong with her? We did nothing to her, I promise. We were only talking.
You direct spoke to her. She is not prepared. She must be sedated. You must use proper speak. Humans are forbidden direct speak.
You mean she never speaks to anyone directly? She's always on her own.
Come, Chati. More Chati.
The program is correctly adjusted. Humans must be separated to prevent war. You two must be separated. You are unstable. I will obtain authority. C1991. Remain to watch them. Separated.
Separated? Oi, wait. You can't separate us. Do you hear that? You don't just separate us. Emily, you all right?
How lonely. How terrifyingly lonely for her. Oscar, we have to go back. I have to go back. If this now is what happens, then I have to return to my own time. Uncle Lucas must be stopped. That girl, Charity, she is my distant relative, Oscar. I cannot bear to think of her living the rest of her life in this manner. So lonely, so alone. The world cannot end like this. It is up to us to change things. Because each of us, in our way, has caused it to become like this. Uncle Lucas only did the things he did because we allowed him. We never tried to stop him. Maybe because it was easier to ignore him, or simply to run away. But the further we run, Oscar, The further into the future we try to hide, the more we shall witness the effects of what people like Uncle Lucas have done. I know it.
You're right, of course you are. One problem, though. That thing can't go backwards, can it?
It must do. It must.
Excuse me, do you happen to know anything about time?
It's about time you asked me that. No one ever laughs at my jokes.
What's the point of a machine telling jokes?
I hope by studying jokes I will understand them, and perhaps by understanding them I could one day become...
What? Become what?
More human.
You see, Ziggy, the problem is...
Ziggy?
Isn't that what's written on your chest?
Z1991.
Oh, I see. I prefer Ziggy myself, it's shorter.
Is it funnier?
Yeah. It's a bit funnier.
Reconfigure. In that case, call me Ziggy.
Oscar, listen. Maybe the reason we cannot travel backwards is because we have not yet reached that point in time when it has been invented. Do you see?
You mean by travelling further forward, we might be able to reach a time
when
there
has been invented. Precisely. We cannot go back, so we must go on at once.
Must we? Yes. Ziggy, excuse us, we appear to be leaving.
You cannot leave. I am instructed to watch you.
I am sorry.
You'll never forgive me if I allow you to go. Please don't leave.
We must.
I regret I shall have to prevent you.
Are you prepared to use force to prevent me? I understood you were a preserver. Are you permitted to use force on a human?
An interesting problem. If I allow you to leave, then I can no longer watch you, which conflicts with my immediate directive. But if I try to prevent you leaving, I could harm you, which would conflict with the Prime Directive. The only logical solution is that I shall have to come with you.
You cannot come with us.
There is no alternative.
Make up your minds, they're coming back.
Oh, heavens. Oh, very well. Come with us then.
Z1991, what are you doing?
They are leaving. I am going with them to preserve them as instructed. They cannot leave.
Sorry, we've got things to do.
Come back.
Come back, come back.
Every time is overtime. Welcome here to
Excuse me, but we appear to have hit something. Was that intended to happen?
It's never happened before.
I could not control the machine at all that time. It just kept going, like it was caught in a stream flowing faster and faster.
Until we hit something?
Yes. It seemed to...
bounce?
Yes.
Do you think it'll go backwards now?
I'll see. Come on. Come on. It won't go at all. Oscar! Oh, it is not working at all!
It's all right, Emily, don't panic.
Oh, we'll never
find
get
a
back.
solution.
We are here forever. Here in nowhere.
Listen. Something's coming.
I don't hear any.
Oh, strike me. That's all we need.
It's some sort of monster.
Most interesting. Upright biped, white fur covering, opposing thumbs, not dissimilar to a...
Oscar, look out!
Oh, no. Oh, no, please. Oh, strike me. Get away. Get away. Help.
Oh, dear.
Help me.
Oh, for heaven's sake! How dare you threaten our friend? You stop that this minute! Take that! That'll teach you a lesson? Yes, you may well do that. Well, if you want your tummy stroking, you'll have to mind your manners in future, or you'll get another smack on the snout.
Did you see that? I couldn't even stand up for myself. It took a tiny little child to save me. I'm a pathetic coward.
It seems to have adopted you, Emily.
Do you think it can speak? Maybe it can tell us where we are.
You are standing at the doorway to the end of time.
Who is that? Who is there?
I am the keeper. the timekeeper. What brings you to this place?
I am Emily Jane. I am Emily. From a very long time ago.
Indeed, yes. In your numbering, from the year 1886, Emily Jane Elizabeth Seymour Catherine Charity Prudence Caroline Bonney.
Heavens!
And you will be Oscar Fieldman from 1940?
Oscar John. That's right.
Welcome, and Z1991.
Ziggy.
From the year 7646 in the new reckoning. You should not be here. You're out of time, all of you. Explain this anomaly.
Anomaly? Well, I normally wouldn't be here, but we got a bit lost, I'm afraid.
Ziggy!
Reconfiguring.
This is a very sensitive area of time, you know. Sightseers are not encouraged. You could easily upset the whole balance. Now, what do you want?
We were travelling.
In her uncle's time machine.
Oh, yes. 1886, of course, I remember. Martin Bonney's makeshift Heath Robinson contraption. It's amazing you survived at all. Well, first you should know that we don't encourage these wretched machines. They're disruptive and can easily damage the whole fabric of time. Dreadful things. They should be permanently banned.
We were wondering if it would be possible for us to go backwards.
Backwards? You want to go backwards?
Oh, yes, please.
Well, you can't go backwards now. That's quite impossible.
Impossible?
Of course it is. Think what would happen if everyone kept going backwards whenever they felt like it, girl. People would be altering everything just as they felt like. Total anarchy.
But that is what I need to do. I need to alter something. Put something right that I should have done but did not have the courage to do at the time.
All I can say is you must have a certain courage to have travelled this far in that thing. But there's no going back. Not now.
Please. There must be. I cannot leave things the way they are.
I've said not now. In a few moments, yes, but not now.
In a few moments?
How do you mean?
Oh, dear. Explanations. Very briefly, you, all of you, are literally seconds away from the end of time. In fact, your crude machine actually struck the turning point, but fortunately it bounced back a few minutes. Or heaven knows what would have happened. But very, very briefly. Long ago, before time or space, when the heavens were a cold, dark, empty place, long before any life on earth had begun, not a moon or a star or a blazing sun, all you saw if you looked was a grain of sand, so minute it could sit in your open hand, till at once came the sound of a mighty bang, so immense that the whole of existence rang, like a huge thunderclap, only 10 times worse. For that sound was the dawn of our universe. With the sweltering heat came the violent birth of the stars and the sun and our planet Earth. With the 7 parts sea and its 3 parts land, every year saw the universe still expand. But as eons passed, it began to grow cool. Surely, child, you'd have learned all of this at school. But as eons passed, as I've already said, came the day when all time and all space stopped dead. The river seemed to freeze, no gentle cooling breeze, nor any living breath, a momentary death when clocks no longer chime. Behold, the end of time. And then gradually upon us. I must go. Look at the time.
And then we'll be able to travel backwards.
Oh, yes. That's the only way you can go once time is reversed. Now, I can't waste any more time chattering to you. Goodbye.
What about this thing? What happens to this poor creature?
I should be more polite about that poor creature, as you call it. It happens to be one of your direct descendants.
It is?
Unbeknown.
Human being. That's what he's saying. Here at the very end of time, he's the only one of you surviving in the entire universe. Think of that. I would take care of him if I were you. Goodbye.
What do we do now?
We wait, I suppose, until the end of time.
What happens then?
Well, I don't know what will happen. I suppose... excuse me. I suppose we will recognize it somehow. Do not worry, Oscar. I'm certain we will find our way home now.
I hope you're right. Pardon?
We must not lose heart. Whenever I'm afraid, when I'm alone, with
not a soul to guide me, to see me through the night, and whisper everything's alright. Although there's no special place can hide me from all the fear of the dark inside me, it won't seem Is this the right place?
This is Uncle Martin's workshop.
Very creepy.
Look, they're already down here. Uncle Martin and Lucas. I have to stop whatever is about to happen.
No, Emily, all of us have to stop whatever is about to happen. Whatever action you take here now is going to affect us all. Ziggy, Charty, Hoonbean, and even me.
Uncle! It is Emily! Oh, they can neither see nor hear me at all.
Oi, you two!
What do you think has happened?
I would suggest that we are probably inhabiting two different timelines. Them in one, us in another.
But I need to warn Uncle Martin.
Look, there, coming down the stairs, a young girl. Look.
Strike me. It's you, Emily.
So it is. As I was.
Before you had your hair cut.
Oh, it's all right. There's no need to remind me. How strange.
Maybe she can do something.
No, Ziggy. That Emily then did nothing. She stood terrified and watched it happen. This time, things have to change. We have to make her do something.
How can we? She can't hear us either, can she?
You will have to leave this to me alone. I'm sorry. If I do manage to contact her and she catches sight of you, she will become still more terrified.
Hoonbean!
Shh! Please hide! Quickly, all of you!
Hide? Where?
Anywhere. In that cupboard there.
In the cupboard?
Hoonbean?
Come on, do as she says.
Hoonbean!
They're growing angrier. I have very little time. Emily? You must try to hear me. Emily! You must not let it happen again. Dear God, please help me.
I'm warning you about it.
He's going to kill me again.
Too far.
Uncle Martin!
What the devil are you doing here? You will have to kill us both now, Lucas, whoever that child is. Are you prepared to do that, purely for profit, for the sake of money?
Need be.
Dear God, I never dreamt you to be such a man.
I need some respect. I need
Clara said she heard someone scream. Is there... Oh, Lucas! What's happening here?
Now, there are four of us, Lucas, all witnesses. You prepared to kill your wife and your daughter as well.
Oh, God, help me, help me, help me.
Everything's changed. Praise heaven, it has changed.
Clara, help your father.
Come, Papa.
Oh, Martin, obviously we cannot remain here a day longer. We will stay overnight, if we may, and leave first thing in the morning, brother.
I think that would be best.
I just needed some respect.
Oh, dear, poor man, poor misguided man. Run along now, Clara. Your mother will need you.
Uncle, who is that girl?
Gracious me, I'd forgotten all about her. Where on earth did you spring from, young woman?
Uncle?
Emily? Is that you? Clara, it's Emily.
Emily?
What on earth happened to you? Not half an hour ago you were... And now you...
Uncle, I have been on the most curious of journeys.
Journeys?
Indeed?
Oh, Emily.
Oh, I see. Yes, I do see.
Oh, Uncle, Emily is such a fibber. And look what she has done to herself, really.
No, Clara, I think I understand. I think I do. And yes, I would like to hear all about it, Emily. Every scrap, every detail.
But, Uncle, she must be punished, surely, for telling such terrible lies.
Run along, Clara. There's a good girl.
Cousin Clara, in future, you will, of course, be welcome to my house any time you wish to visit. But I must warn you that should you insult me, criticise me, or lay a finger on me again, I shall punch you so hard on the nose that you will finish up in the middle of next week. Have I made myself clear?
Yes. Yes, cousin.
Excuse me.
Bravo, Emily. That's telling her. Oh, now what? What on earth is that?
Oh, those are my friends, Uncle. Oh, they must have accidentally locked themselves in the cupboard. I'm quite safe, Oscar.
What are they doing in my cupboard, for heaven's sake?
They were my travelling companions, Uncle. Oh, please do not be alarmed by their appearance. They are the best friends in the whole world, I assure you.
Emily.
Oscar?
What's this? A soldier?
What is it?
Emily.
And a clown?
Bean?
Emily.
And well, heaven knows what that is.
First Ambassador Zarak at your service, ma'am.
Oh, I apologise. I do believe the timeline really has changed, hasn't it, Oscar?
No, I've always been in uniform, love, ever since the shindig started.
Speaking personally, nothing has changed for me. I have been part of the techno circus since it was first created. Hup. I say.
And do many people come to watch you?
Oh, thousands and thousands.
And you, Ambassador? Are you still alone?
Alone? Bless you, we're spread over half the universe, child. Indeed, I'm afraid I must leave you. There are pressing matters I need to attend to in my own time.
Of course.
Emily, if you ever visit again, come and see us. I promise you a feast of comical delights.
Oh, I will. Thank you, Ziggy.
Ziggy? Clanky the Clown at your service. Farewell.
It's been a privilege and a pleasure, Emily. It truly has. Sorry I have to dash. Got this wretched war to get on with, I'm afraid.
Will we be all right?
We're going to win it. And what's more, when we have won, we're going to make damn sure it doesn't happen again, eh? Chin chin.
Goodbye, Oscar.
Ready, chaps?
Ready!
Here we go then. First stop, 1940. Hold on to your hats.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, what a truly remarkable collection of people.
Yes, they were.
You all right, Emily? You seem upset.
A little sad, perhaps. But happy to be with you again, Uncle.
Good. Emily, my dear, I have a feeling something rather important may have just happened in my life. Emily, is that so?
Quite important, Uncle.
You must tell me about it. Meantime, to business. Take a look at these. Look at these rough plans here.
What is it, Uncle? Another time machine?
Good Lord, no, this is far more interesting. Listen, a heavier-than-air, man-made flying machine. Now, I know what you're going to say. Impossible.
I am certain it is perfectly possible, Uncle.
We'll show them. Get it working up in the air. Give dear old Bob some wings. He'll love it. Can't wait to see his face. First person to take to the air, eh?
Oh, I think the second.
The second? Who's going to be the first, then?
I am, Uncle.
Ah, well, we'll have to see about that, Emily.
Yes, we will.
I mean, even dressed like that, you're still only a girl, you know. Oh, wait there, I'm just fetching my expecting. Well, no, frankly, I think you'll find it all too frightening, Emily.
We'll see, Uncle. We'll see. I know the sun will rise, that come the dawn, I tell myself, as sure as day breaks, I will laugh away my fears whenever I'm afraid. Yes!
In Whenever, Sarah Manton played Emily and John Joe O'Neill played Oscar. Roger Allen played Uncle Martin and Nigel Chatterton-Brown. Saskia Butler played young Clara, Minnie and Chartee. And Barbara Dickson played Mrs. Green and the Timekeeper. Liza Sadovy played Charity and the older Clara. Malcolm Sinclair was Uncle Lucas. Tony Timberlake played Bob and Ziggy. And Nigel Williams played Walton and Mr. Green. The book and lyrics were by Alan Ayckbourn, and the music was composed and performed by Denis King. The technical director was Dirk Maggs, and the play was directed by Bruce Hyman. Whenever was an above-the-title production for BBC Radio 4.